Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Jerry from the Neutral Corner. Listen, man, I want to welcome everybody and I want to tell everybody thank you for holding on. And look, sometimes life gets in the mix, right? You're trying to do things and then just life gets in the way and you've got to make adjustments. And the adjustment we made tonight, just like in the ring, you have to make those adjustments. And I guess we'll talk about that tonight. And we had to make those adjustments tonight. It was a choice of should I just cancel or should I just make an adjustment? And we made an adjustment because I guess it's that important. All right. So I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I want you to go over to the Neutral Corner page on Facebook. Give us a like, give us a follow, and you can do that on YouTube also. But I just want to thank our guest tonight for being patient. Also, he had to make an adjustment, but our guest tonight is used to making a lot of adjustments in that ring with the best of the best, never backing down from a match and never making excuses. And that's my opinion. And so our guest tonight is no other than Washington, D.C.'s best, Derrell, Too Sweet Coley, with a record of 39-1 with 28 knockouts. And I'll tell you, tonight's going to be fun. I've known Derrell for a long time, well, since 2020. Let me give you a little backstory and what type of person Derrell is. And I met Derrell in 2020 when the Neutral Corner was making changes and making adjustments. We keep going back to making adjustments because that's what's important in life, is making those adjustments. I reached out to Derrell, and the show was real small at the time. And I asked Derrell if he would be willing to come on and be a guest. I thought I would be blown off. I'd be, whatever. Derrell actually responded, and I was surprised by his response. And I got to tell you, he says, "Yeah, let's do it." And I was like, "Wow, Derrell Too Sweet Coley, come on, man! I mean, this guy can do any podcast anywhere." But he was willing to do that. So that just tells you the type of person he is. We're willing to help others and help others grow. And so let's bring on Derrell Too Sweet Coley.
Hey Jerry, hey Jerry, look, man. Hey, let me say this to you, man. You said a very strong word, man. Adjustments, man. Adjustments, and I feel as though that because my record is truly 38 wins, 2 losses with 28 knockouts, I made an adjustment because I beat Obakar, man, in my first title defense, and I supposed to be 39-1, man, with 28 knockouts, man. That's a great record, man.
Absolutely a great record. Absolutely. Derrell, and then you fought the best of the best, and you never backed down for anybody. So let's start the show because I know I've had you on hold for a little bit, and I appreciate and thank you for being patient with us and going along with us. What was it like as a young age growing up and getting into boxing? Tell me a little bit how you got into it, and we're going to move along. But I just want our viewers to know a little bit about Derrell Too Sweet Coley that they may not know.
I got into boxing from a street fight with my best friend when I was 6 years old, man. And we was best friends, and my brother and Eric Given's brother made us fight. And what happened was, I didn't want to fight my best friend, and he was 1 year older than me. Our birthday the same day, May 23rd. And we were just playing with each other. And they made us fight, and I didn't want to fight him back because this is my friend. I didn't want to hit him and hurt him, but he chose to steal me in my face. And what hurt, that the punch didn't hurt. What hurt me more than anything in the world, listen, I was 6 years old. Nothing to this day had hurt me more than what my brother said to me. My brother said to me, this is the only brother that I got. My brother is a punk. My brother can't fight. And I said, wow, why would I fight my best friend? We never did that to each other to start a fight. It was Eric Big Brother Tyrone and my brother. talking on the phone, and they just wanted to see who can beat the fight. So make a long story short, 3 years after that, I was 9 years old. I said I want to prove to my brother I can fight. Jerry, you know, they set me up an exhibition. My first amateur fight was an exhibition. I said this to them: what is an exhibition? Derrell, it doesn't count. It's just somebody you're gonna box around with, but it doesn't count. It doesn't go on your record. I fought a guy. No disrespect to the guy. His name was Perry Cook. He was a little chubby, light-skinned kid. He was 90 pounds. I was 70 pounds. He outweighed me by 20 pounds. And I'm saying, it don't count, so I don't care. I just want to get the experience of what it felt like to be in there. Jerry, they called him as the winner. And I'm crying. I thought y'all said there was no winner. And because they call it exhibition. Excuse me, Jerry. Do you know that that was my first fight. I'm 96. I kept that loss on my record. I'm 96-4 as an amateur. And I said this to myself: if I lose again, I just lost the fight with Eric. I lost my first amateur fight. And I said, if I lose another fight, Jerry, I'm never fighting again in my life.
Wow.
Never fighting again.
Wow.
Do you know when my record was 96-4 as an amateur, 38-2 as a professional? Do you know I thought about this maybe last year? I lost one fight, Jerry, every 5 years of my life.
Wow. Wow.
And if I could have caught the mathematics back then, I would have took off like 2 years, Jerry.
That's awesome. But you were talking about, what'd you say? You were 6 years old?
I was 6 years
when
old.
You were fighting your friend?
Yeah, he was 7.
And you had to know, and you had the thought in your mind was like, yeah, he outweighs me a few pounds, but I just want to get that experience. That was like
no,
stop.
No, not. Me and Erg was around the same size. The guy that outweighed me was the guy that I fought in the exhibition.
Right, the exhibition. All right, so yeah, all right, so that's my bad. But what I'm saying is, in the exhibition, you were already thinking it's okay that he outweighs me a little bit. I just want to get the experience, and I just want to get in there.
Yeah.
That was like saying that was your foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because this is what they said. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't. Okay, I can't lose. So why would I? I don't care.
Yeah. I think that's, and I mean, and then get into your pro career. You fought a lot of the greats, and I got some stuff here that I wanted to get to, but I like the way we're going in the conversation. So if you see me looking, I mean, there's a lot of things I want to get to, but I think your story is amazing about how you started and your brother and those things. And I'm looking at some things here where you got into fights and where you started with your brother and making you fight. And I know your brother's fighter was your brother's favorite fighter was who was he?
It was Pernell Whitaker.
Because we had that. I want you to tell the people listening and that are going to be listening. Tell them that story, Derrell.
My brother's favorite fighter was Pernell Whitaker. He was 147, one of the greatest fighters to ever fight in the weight division of 147. Based on the fact that my brother told me that I was a punk, I couldn't fight. What a gift to give my brother to beat his favorite fighter. I'm in his weight class. I'm number 1 in the world. And Pernell Whitaker, his favorite fighter is the champion of the world. And I'm number 1 in my division. I signed a contract with Lou Duvenel just so I can fight Pernell Whitaker. I didn't care about the money. They could have listen to me, Jerry, listen to me. They could have gave me $2.3 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya or Pernell Whitaker for free. I'm taking Pernell Whitaker for free.
Wow.
That's how bad I wanted to prove to my brother that I can beat him, man. I the closest I got to Pernell Whitaker, I'm signed with Lou Duva. They tell me to glove up, and they told Pernell to glove up. I said, "Oh my God, this is my opportunity! I'm so excited, Jerry." Do you know they put I can't think of the guy name, man. They put this other guy in, so three of us is in the ring at the same time. They're like, "What are you doing, Derrell?" I said, "Man, I thought I'm working with Pernell." They're no, you're not working with Pernell. You working with the other guy. And I'm like, "Man, let me work." I'm so anxious to work with Pernell. They never let me box Pernell. I never got my opportunity to box Pernell. My brother said one day, I was number 2 in the world at the time. Pernell Whitaker's about to fight. It hurt me so bad. I cried. He didn't know that water came on my eyes because I hid it from him. The guy said, "Jeff, man, what's your man gonna do tonight? He fight tonight." He said, Pernell Whitaker's the best fighter in the world. Can't nobody beat him. Jerry, it hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad that I asked him to take me home. I got to do something. I went running. I already ran that morning. But because he said, "Can't nobody beat Pernell," I went running. I just wanted to be better, man. And I wanted to prove to my brother I can beat Pernell Whitaker. That's all I wanted. I didn't care about being a champion. I didn't care about winning. I wanted to beat Pernell Whitaker so bad.
That's wild, man. Yeah, listen, this is the things. This is why we have the neutral corner. And Darrell, there's a lot of boxing pages out there, and I appreciate them for sharing our stuff and our content. But this is where I want the neutral corner to be different. Is I want people to be, and we're growing and we're gaining momentum to be able to know the neutral corner as, yeah, we can post pictures and videos of fighters, but the neutral corner actually has these fighters on and talks to them and lets them tell their story. And it lets fans become a fan again and know something about Derrell Too Sweet Coley that they might not have known. So your stories are amazing. And this is what the neutral corner is about, is to bring on fighters that have a story that need to be told that the fans may not have never known.
You're right. And it gives me an opportunity, man, because it's things that I have inside of me that nobody knows until they ask. I don't just go blurt out certain things. I just you ask me questions and it comes out because I don't even know. I don't even. It's more like I don't think about the things that happen because it's not asked. But when you ask me questions, I'm like, wow, okay, it's back. Is a thing for me because I haven't thought about it in a while. And when you ask me a question, I'm like, wow, that did happen. And it's kind of like me hearing it all over again.
Yeah, and that's why I love. And it's hard to take notes, right? So I got notes. I just want everybody to know I do my homework. I got notes, and I know Derrell. Me and Derrell have been friends since about 2020. We met on Facebook. We went over that story. We became good friends, and he's helped me out along the way. But I do take my notes, and then once this is what's funny about doing a show, Derrell, is you prepare for it, right? And I got questions, and I want to get to those questions that people have said they would be working, but they would listen at a later time, and they got questions. So I got those questions too, and I got my questions. But then when we start talking, it's like I don't want it to be so formal. I want it to be where we could just sit and have the discussion, and you tell your story. That's, I feel, what's important more than stats and championship. Yeah, those are important. But I think the stories these fighters have, like yourself, that have fought on the world stage with Oscar De La Hoya and Obak Kai, yeah, I'd definitely like to get into those conversations. But I want them to hear your story. I want this to be your time to tell your fans and maybe new fans coming up that never got to see Derrell Coley fight, but they watched him on YouTube. That's what's important.
Right. Well, I'm glad you said that. It's a guy, man, that I fought. And this is the thing, Jerry. Nobody knows about this, but because it can't come out of me because nobody's gonna ask me the question about this guy. So make a long story short, it was a guy named Keith Kemp, right? His name was Keith Kemp, and we was young when we went. Do you remember the picture that I took with Thomas Harris?
Yep.
I fought him that night. I beat him that night, but he beat me maybe a few months before that. He beat me, so we fought twice. He beat me once, I beat him once. Do you know that he don't even know this? He don't know this. but he's the only fighter I've ever fought that I didn't mind losing to, because
Wow.
he was that good. And
Wow.
I never went in out. Every fight that I've ever had, I always went in saying I'm going to beat him. With Keith Kemp, he was this good that I didn't look at it like I'm going to beat him. I said I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight my best. If my best is good enough, I will win. If it's not, I lost to a great fighter. This guy can fight, man.
Wow, Darrell, that's what's missing in boxing today is that mindset, that thinking that, you know what, I'm going to go in there and I'm fighting a good fighter and I'm going to fight my best. If my best is good, I'm going to win. But that's what's missing from boxing today. That's what's missing from boxing today, man. So, Darrell, tell me a little. And look, I don't know how long I got you for. I appreciate you holding on.
No. I'm good, Jerry. First of all, let me say no, Jerry. No, Jerry. I'm interviewing you today, so I'm good.
This is why I love having Darrell Too Sweet Coley. Darrell, talk to us a little bit about. We got into your amateur career. Let's go into your professional career and fast forward a little bit, because I know you won a lot of fights in a short period of time. But I want to get to the NABF title that you've held. You had for 2 years, then you got it back for 2 years. Tell me a little bit about that scenario and how that came about.
Well, I seen Terrence Ali fight a few times, right? And I went to see in Atlantic City when I was an amateur fighter that Terrence Ali fought Victor Davis, man, and we went on a bus trip. I'm like in the third row, Jerry. He runs out to Victor Davis fast as he can. It scared me, Jerry, because I never seen anybody do that. And I'm saying this to myself, he's crazy. I never seen nobody run as fast as they can across the ring to get to somebody. Victor may have took 2 steps over there and he was on Victor. And I looked up and I jumped. And excuse me, I was scared. So make a long story short, they made a few years later, I'm about to fight for the title. Do you know my manager said to me, and I got Terrence Ali autograph, and at the press conference when we about to fight, he said, "This man got my autograph before." I said, "No, that wasn't me. I lied." I said, "No." I said, "Bet you be getting my autograph tonight." I'm like, how did he remember that? I was an amateur fighter. So make a long story short, when Terrence Ali, like, no, they said this about this. They said this about Terrence Ali. Derrell, we got to fight for you, man, for the NABF. I said, who? I said, who you got for me? They said, Terrence Ali. I said, I don't want to fight Terrence Ali. I look up to Terrence Ali. My manager, excuse my language, my manager said, well, Derrell, it's for the NABF title, and this is how much we paying you. I said, fuck Terrence Ali. Hey, look. Yeah. Hey, look. You give me this type of money and it's for a belt, man, I'm not thinking about no Terrence Ali. So make a long story short, man, but by me getting in there with Terrence Ali, man, he was one of the hardest fights I had. Based on it don't look like it was hard, but based on the fact that he had a lot of tactics that nobody ever used on me, man. And he was talking to me the whole time. He was hitting me on my knee and my legs. He was hitting me on my hips. That was very professional of Terrence Ali, man. Even though it's cheating.
Yeah, so you had it from 94 to 97.
I think I don't, Jerry.
How do you forget that, man?
No, Jerry, because this is the thing. Them belts, my mother told me before, right? She said, baby, why do you want to box? That's what she said. Why do you want to box? Why do you want to mess your face up? I'm like, what do you mean? Mess my face up. I said, she said, Derrell, fighters get beat up in the face. I said, Ma, if I train and I move my head, I'm not getting hit. What are you talking about? She was scared for me to get hurt. So my mother gave me the most confidence in the world, because when I'm in my dressing room, Jerry, my brother, my sister, my girlfriend, my nieces, nephews, they terrified. I can see everybody terrified. Listen to me. My mother comes in there with all the confidence in the world, and I use this. Mom, you don't. my mother don't care about me because everybody is like scared, terrified. Not me, but my mother's the only one that don't care about me. And I'm thinking. So
Come on, no.
I pull my mother to the side about 3 years after me thinking this, right? Do you know what my mother said to me? She said, Derrell, when I see that you're in shape, there's nobody in the world can beat you.
Wow.
If you come to a fight and you're out of shape, watch how scared you see me. I said, wow. And that's when I said, if I'm in shape, can't nobody in the world beat me. My
I love that.
mother gave me that confidence, man.
She was right. And she was right about that. And your face is good, though. You're a good looking man. Hey, listen, Leonard Langley just chimed in. He said, hi, Jerry. But Leonard, we're here. Darrell, I'm sure that name rings a bell to you. And
Can I tell Leonard something?
yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Leonard, guess what? You're fired again. That's my man. Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your relationship.
Look, man, he was a father figure, and when he first started training, when I first got down to the gym, I wanted some attention. Um, so I'm just walking the line. You know, when you start, you throw the jab, and I'm walking the line, and he's not even paying me no attention. So I get in front of him and do stuff wrong. I see him look at me, Jerry. He still ain't say nothing. I'm like, man, I quit. I'm not going like that. You know. So then, Jerry, one day I went down there, and I know this is gonna be my last day, Jerry. I'm not boxing no more because I got a trainer that's not paying me no attention. I put the bag gloves on and go punch the bag. I don't care. I can get in trouble. He can say what he wants, Jerry. I'm leaving after the day, so let me just punch the bag anyway, Jerry. I get on the bag. It's two people on the bag, me and somebody else on another bag. I throw a combination. Leonard come over. Who did that? Who did that? Jerry, I was so scared. I'm like, what? I said, I can't wait to get out of here, man. What did I do wrong? Jerry, he said, who did that? I didn't say nothing. They pointed at me, Jerry. He said, do it again. Do it. And I'm like, what did I do? I don't even know what I did. He said, do it again. I said, what I do? He said, just keep working. Jerry, when I worked the bag in front of him that day, Jerry, he asked me, where did I live at? I used to walk to the gym. I never walked to the gym again after that day, Jerry. He picked me up every day and took me home.
You seen something in you. That's a great story. And James Bird just chimed in. He says, what's up, champ?
No, James. You told me Ray Leonard would kick my butt, man.
Did he say let him kick your ass? Come on.
Yeah, he said that, man. Nah, that's my man. James, my man. No, listen. James was one of the DC greats, man. He was a fighter. He was a good fighter.
So, and I want to get to that, and I hope James can too. So I got some questions that I got from a guest. So I'm going to ask him. I'm just going to have to read it real quick. So we're going to start with one question. It says, you fought around a lot of good fighters, Joppy, Keith Holmes, Andrew, and yourself. Which one of these names had the chance of giving Sugar Ray Leonard a good fight?
I think no. I think we all would have gave Ray Leonard a good fight. I think in my book who beats Ray, is Keith Holmes. Because I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. In the prime?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why. You got a Tommy Hearn. You got the height of a Tommy Hearn. Keith is left-handed like Marvin Hagler. You can't. Jerry, I beat Keith. In the Golden Glove Championship. Keith have like serious punching power. He's I think, and Ray Leonard is a tad bit shorter than me, and I think Keith Holmes, based on styles, I wouldn't say Keith is better than Ray. I just think Keith would beat Ray.
So if you beat Keith, and Keith would beat Ray, you're not saying you would beat Ray. You're saying Keith would beat Ray because of Keith's style.
I'm saying Keith would beat Ray, and I'm not comparing me and Keith and Ray. I'm saying out of all of us, Keith would be the first person. Not saying nobody else wouldn't beat him, but Keith would be the first person that I would pick that would beat Ray out of all of us.
What about Keith would make you think that he would, in my opinion, and I don't know Keith, he's probably one of the greatest fighters to come out of Washington D.C. But Sugar Ray Leonard, man, that's just a whole nother animal. What is it about Keith though? Because we all talk about styles making fights, but what about Keith would make you think that he could possibly beat Sugar Ray Leonard? What are some of the dynamics and some of the differences?
Keith is a guy that based on his style of fighting, he don't get hit that much. And
Sugar Ray had speed. You don't think Sugar Ray would have? Who did Keith fight that came close to Sugar Ray Leonard that made you start thinking, "Wow, I think
it's not even." Let me say this to you. It's not even about who Keith fought. It's based on Keith's style alone. And I'm telling you now, let me say this. The people would like James Furr just told me that Ray Leonard would Ray Leonard stop me. He said Ray Leonard would stop me, right? But no, listen.
When did he say that? Tell him to write that in the comments because
he said that about 3 days ago, right? Listen, Michael Ward was sparring with Sugar Ray Leonard to get ready for me in the championship fight. Sparring with me, he's destroying Ray Leonard. He's knocking Ray down. Pepe said, Derrell, I'm calling time. It's like a minute and 30 seconds left. I'm calling time. Mike is all over Ray. He's killing Ray. I beat Ray. I beat Michael Ward. I destroyed Michael Ward. And everybody thought that Mike was going to kill me because he was killing Ray Leonard. Style make fights, man. I never boxed Ray. They offered me maybe 50 times to box with Ray. They were going to pay me good money. I didn't want to box Ray because I never wanted to compare myself to Ray Leonard based on what Michael Ward was doing to him and what I did to Michael Ward. Michael Ward was one of the great fighters, man. Listen, Keith Kemp and Michael Ward are the two best fighters I fought, man. Being honest.
Wow.
Talent-wise.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking
nothing. You fought some. Listen, you fought for a long time. You had a good boxing career. I mean, Oscar De La Hoya, Omar Carr, and so many others. You know what I mean? So to hear your story, I love this stuff, Darryl. I love this. I love that you're willing to come on and give your opinion and your story. I love that. That's what makes the Neutral Corner what we're about. But go ahead, Darryl.
See, the thing is this. I'm not saying like people get this confused. Like when Ray Leonard called my phone, this is what he said to me. He said, Derrell, this is Ray Leonard. If me and Floyd Mayweather was to fight, who will win? I said, Ray, let me explain my answer. I said, this coming an explanation. I got to explain myself. Derrell, just pick. This me versus Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Floyd Mayweather. Who will win? I said, let me explain myself, Ray. He said, go ahead, Derrell, explain yourself. I said, Floyd Mayweather is better than you.
Wow, you didn't say that.
Jerry, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know. I'm just like, wow, all right.
I'm being honest. Floyd Mayweather is better than you, Ray.
In what way, though? In what way? Because it's different. It's different eras and different styles of boxing.
Let me explain myself. Excuse me. Floyd Mayweather has never been knocked down. Ray been knocked down multiple times. Floyd Mayweather never lost. Ray Leonard lost multiple times. You know, and it's like he fought more champions than Ray Leonard by far. He fought more champions than anybody by far. So that right there lets me know that he's a better fighter than Ray Leonard. He did more. Listen, he did more in the same division than Ray did. But if they was to fight each other, I got Ray beating them. Because
absolutely. I don't know who had more fights. Who had more fights?
Ray had 40. Ray had 40. Floyd had 50. Right now.
I think. Well, hang on, Darryl, because this is where you and I. This is what I love about this right here. I think you're wrong. I'm going to disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. I think Floyd Mayweather fought in an era of boxing where it was about business. It wasn't about who I can fight. Hang on, and I'll give you a chance to talk. Who I could fight, about the zero, and I think Sugar Ray Leonard fought in an era, and I could be wrong, and it's okay to be. It's okay. Sugar Ray Leonard fought in an era. Sugar Ray Leonard fought in an era where it wasn't business. It was fight to be great. Okay, and I truly believe that makes a different mindset, a different person, a different fighter. And I'm going to say this. I believe Sugar Ray Leonard beat Floyd Mayweather, and I think he does it easy. And I'll tell you why if you want to know. I think Sugar Ray's stronger. I think Sugar Ray's stronger. I think he's smarter. I just see Sugar Ray Leonard winning that fight. And Darrell, I love you. You know that. Forget.
Listen to me. I said the same thing. I think Ray will beat Floyd. Listen to me.
Yeah, I know you did. Yes, you did say that.
I said that. Listen, don't take that away. But this is what you got to understand. Ray Leonard had 40 fights. He had 40 fights, right? Without naming Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Benitez, he haven't fought nobody. I'm not being disrespectful, Ray, my idol. He haven't fought nobody. Floyd fought everybody. Oscar De La Hoya fought everybody.
Marvelous Marvelin Hagler said, and Marvelous, the Marvelous one, as we call him, from here in Massachusetts, every single time he watched the fight with Sugar Ray Leonard, he threw the TV out the window. So Sugar Ray Leonard did fight Marvelous Marvelin Hagler. He fought the great, but I think, and Darrell,
listen, Jerry, listen to me, Jerry. I asked you, who did Ray Leonard fight without naming Marvin Hagler?
Okay.
Duran and Tommy Hearns. That's three people out of four. People say, well, he fought Benitez, but you never heard from Benitez before Ray Leonard or after Ray Leonard. So Benitez wasn't nobody. So he got 40 fights. You never heard from Don DeLon before Ray or after Ray. Tell me who he fought. This is my idol. I'm talking about my idol. Jerry. This is my idol. Jerry, he haven't fought no. And listen, he got 40 fights, and without fighting nobody, he got 3 losses. He lost to Tommy Hearns that second fight. So he's supposed to be 35-4 with 1 draw.
You know what, Darrell? I'll tell you what. You're absolutely right. And look, go ahead. But you're right. You're right in everything you said. I could not agree with you more. But we have to put in the fact that it's different eras, and I think the guys Floyd Mayweather fought.
It's the same game.
Right. It is. Don't mean nothing. So if you look at boxing today, and you put yourself amongst the great fighters in your era that you fought, Oscar De La Hoya, yourself, all the fighters, and even the fighters that you know could have been world champions and weren't given that opportunity, all those fighters that you faced in your era, are you going to tell me right now in boxing today that they wouldn't be successful?
Jerry, listen to me. Let me say this. we called it I lost the word, but listen, you're talking about you're putting Ray a pedestal. We looking at pedestals. You put Ray Leonard on a pedestal. You would nobody will ever think that I can beat Ray Leonard. If I go in there and box Ray Leonard's going to kill me. It's a guy that beat the dog mess out of Ray Leonard that I beat before. So you're never going to pick Keith Holmes over Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard on that pedestal. But it's many people. Floyd Mayweather got his ass kicked many times in the gym. Muhammad Ali got his ass kicked many times in the gym. Ray Leonard. But guess what? The guys that's kicking his ass are nobodies. Jerry, we don't give each other a chance because we don't hold the respect that he's holding for in the sport. So there's no way Derrell Coley can beat Ray Leonard. But you don't know what I would have did if I'd have went in there. You know? So my thing is, man, Muhammad Ali got his ass kicked many times in the gym by people that never done nothing in boxing. You know, I'm being honest, man. Floyd
No,
Mayweather,
that's true.
Floyd Mayweather got dogged in the gym a couple of times, but nobody know about it because it wasn't on television. But because it's
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather,
I,
you don't give him
I,
the credit.
yeah, no, I agree with you, but I just think your era, Sugar Ray Leonard's era, was more rugged, more tough, more grind, more grit. And I see your era with the equipment you had to work out and all this stuff. And I see the era today, the Floyd Mayweathers and all the fighters from today that it's, and I'm not going to say it's easier. It's not easier, but the technology we have to work out, the equipment to be, and the social media to be able to have your own platform and promote yourself. I just think it was harder for a fighter to make it to a championship than it is today. I mean, we got YouTubers fighting champion fighters and this, that, and the other thing and jumping in front of everybody. But we're not going to get into that. I just think, and let me tell you this: Leonard Langley says Duran would have beaten Mayweather, and then you go down to James Furr, and he says Ray kills Floyd dead. But I'm just saying it's
That's
a
what they
different
say.
era.
That's what
It's a
they
different
say.
era. Do you think? Let me ask you this: when I watched you fight Obaka, and I sat and I watched and I said to myself, wow, that's like a younger version of Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, and I'm not just saying this because you're on. No, Darrell, I'm not saying this because you know how I roll. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But when I'm watching that fight, I'm saying, wow, the foot, the hand speed, the footwork. I can tell Sugar Ray Leonard was your idol growing up, but I think you and Sugar Ray Leonard would be a good fight. But to pick Mayweather, I don't think Mayweather's got that type of heart, that grit, that hard work, that stuff that Sugar Ray Leonard has. I just think it's different eras. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's the same sport. But go ahead, because I'm rambling. I don't know how to get it out.
You have to remember what I said. Floyd Mayweather is a better fighter than Ray, but
Right.
I don't think he will beat Ray Leonard. Everybody keep thinking I say that Floyd Mayweather.
No, I know what you said. You absolutely. Listen, I can quote you, your idol and Mayweather, but you think Sugar Ray Leonard beats him. I know you said that, and I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying you're right, and you're right. And let me ask you this then. Why would Sugar Ray Leonard and how would Sugar Ray Leonard beat Floyd Mayweather?
Let me explain something to you. Ray Leonard throws punches in bunches. Ain't no defense. His offense is too spectacular for him to let a defense.
Yeah, his offense is his defense. Go ahead.
This man throws 8, 9 punches if he chooses to. He throws 4 or 5 piece combinations multiple times around. Floyd Mayweather pot shot. You not pot shot no Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard would sit and throw 9-piece combination and come back and throw 5 or 6 more. You can't be a guy like that throwing 1 punch. Ray Leonard, Floyd isn't strong enough to stop Ray Leonard even a little bit from doing anything they want to do. He's not fast enough. He's not strong enough. That defense doesn't hurt. You can't sit there and beat a guy like Ray Leonard with defense. Defense don't hurt. You don't knock nobody out with defense. You don't hurt nobody to the body with defense.
Great. That's you could not have said that any better, Darrell. And look, I think again when you talk about the toughness, or being stronger, I'm talking about the era. I think back then, yes, you needed to be physically strong in Sugar Ray's era, but I think you needed to be a little bit more, if that makes sense, mentally strong. And I don't think if you took the mental strength of both fighters, Sugar Ray Leonard's way up here to Floyd Mayweather. And I think that's just the era of growing up. You know what I mean? I'm not to say that Mayweather was pampered or anything like that, but I just think it's a different era. And Sugar Ray Leonard
Mayweather
stronger like that, like you say.
Well, we know Ray. Every fight Ray had was a big fight. Every fight Ray had was a big fight. Ray is my idol. Floyd Mayweather had a lot of big fights himself, man.
Yeah, no, we're not taking anything away from. I don't want people to think we're taking anything away from Floyd. We're just talking about Eric. And listen, this is why if you see the show at a later date, you got to join in this conversation in the comments so you can be involved. But go ahead, Darrell.
Let me say this to you. I'm talking to Evander Holyfield on the phone, maybe like 2 months ago. I asked him. I asked him whatever I want because it's like you interviewing me right now. Whenever I talk to Holyfield, I'm interviewing him. He don't know it though. So I say this to Holyfield. Holy, let me ask you something. Because Holyfield has a resume himself, though. He got a nice resume. I say, Holyfield, who has a better resume, you or Oscar De La Hoya? Listen, without a drop of a dime, he said, I do, without question. Then he said this. He said, wait a minute, hold on. But Oscar resume kind of thick though, man. He said, I didn't realize that she just asked me the question. And I started laughing. Oscar De La Hoya has a resume that's out of this world. He's the only one that got Pernell Whitaker, Chavez, what's his name?
Trinidad.
Floyd Mayweather, Trinidad, Ike Cortez.
I love that.
Come on, man. This man, Oscar De La Hoya resume is out of this world, man. Out of this world, man. And you know, and Oscar and Ray Leonard would have been a great fight itself. It would have been a great fight. It ain't no people pick. You see, this what James Furr, a great friend of mine.
Yeah, he's commenting now. You want me to read his comment he just posted?
No. Let me say this first because I'm gonna forget. So James Furr is picking who's gonna win based on who he likes. He don't realize that. He's saying Ray Leonard would do this. Ray Leonard would dog me. He would dog Floyd. Blah blah blah. That's based on the fact. Now, and I'm telling him like this: you're not gonna sit there and tell me who's gonna dog me because just because you saying it doesn't mean it's gonna happen. You're not that powerful. You know, I got a chance in it. I was number one in the world. That means I got a chance with anybody in the world. I got a chance. So my thing is, I'm not gonna let nobody tell me I can't beat nobody. If a guy that I beat was dogging the guy that he say I can't beat, I definitely got a chance with him.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. So, wow, this time is flying by, and I'm loving this. So like the questions, I'm going to show you right now. I got questions.
The lady.
Forget about it. No, forget about it. Look, I got questions here. No, forget about it. I'm not even going to ask you. I'm not, because I love this conversation. This is like real talk with the neutral corner. I love it.
Did Lady Champ ask any questions? The Lady Champ didn't.
No, nobody asked me. I got another question I want to go to because that was awesome. All right, so another question that came in from a fan wanted me to ask you this. Out of all of these great fighters you came up with, who did you favor out of them? And I guess that's going back to Joppy, Keith Holmes, and Andrew, and a lot of these guys.
Well. And Andrew counts for something special, man. He always been something special. And I'm being on all these guys. Keith Holmes is special based on his style wise, and I think Keith is a difficult fight for anybody. Keith Kemp, great fighter, man. He was around great people. His brother Maurice. His brother cousin, man. Edwin Kemp, Mo Kemp, Keith Kemp, all them guys are great fighters, man. They was around this guy named Ducky, one of the best fighters I've ever seen in my life. And I signed with this guy named Burgess, Cleveland Burgess, for my manager, just because they never knew this, just because how good Edwin Kemp, Keith Kemp, and Maurice Kemp was as fighters, man. And I said, if he can get these guys this good, he can definitely be my manager. So that's why
I love the way you're thinking. I love your thinking process all through your boxing journey. It was about how can I get better and move forward, and that just shows why you got to the next level. You can be in a gym and doing all this, but if your mindset ain't, I need to get to that level, and it was always to prove to yourself that you can get better and you can do good. So let me.
Hold on, Jerry. I want to ask you.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on, Jerry. I gotta ask you.
We're friends like that. Yeah,
okay. I gotta ask you a question, but I gotta ask everybody a question that's watching the show, but you the only person can answer because you're the only person that I can hear, right? I'm
No, I'm
38.
asking you.
No, I know, Jerry. I'm about to ask you a question, but can't nobody answer the question but you because I can't hear them.
Oh,
So
okay.
is
Okay.
it
But they
okay?
can comment on the
They
question
can
you're about
comment,
to
but
ask.
this is okay. This thing. By everybody seeing the Oberka fight, they said Derrell before they announced Derrell Coley is the winner clearly. I had the belt. I was the champion. This man did not take the belt from me. I won the fight, and I want to know: is it okay for me to say my record is 39-1 with 28 knockouts?
Well, Darrell, that's a good question, and you want me to answer it? Or you want to?
Yes,
You're gonna
I won the
piggyback on
fight.
that? All right. So look, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked me. I've done a lot of interviews before. I've never been asked a question, so let me answer the question. I think your fight with Omar Carr, I've watched it multiple times, and I'll tell you this: not just because you're my friend, I thought you won also. I really believe you won also. But can we alter your record? No, because I think your record is great, and I don't think one more win would make it any greater. I think you were a great fighter. It showed of who you fought and how you were in the ring and your professionalism. And no, we're not going to change your record. I think it's not going to tarnish anything. You're that great where your record doesn't match who you are as a person and who you are as a fighter. I think you're better than your record anyway.
I'm gonna say this, and I never said this before, but I like to thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. But I'm gonna say this to you: if I would have got that win over Oberka, I would have beat Oscar De La Hoya easy. And the reason why I'm saying that because
Yeah, I want to get into that, Oscar De La Hoya. Go ahead.
When I lost the Oberka, I didn't train as hard no more because it wasn't up to me. It's up to the judges. So why do I have to knock everybody out to win?
You get a message, you're gonna go read it. What is this?
No, I get no message. So I want to. This is what happened. Right? What happened? So
Yeah.
this is what happened. Why do I gotta train? Why do I gotta beat? Like why do I gotta knock people out to win, and they don't have to knock me out to win? And I said why? It's not fair to me. You know, you got people that's been training for 20, 25 years, man, going to the gym, dedicating themselves to become who they are. And you got people that's judging the fight, getting paid extra $1,500 just to rig the fight. That's not fair for us, man. I think they should go back and watch the fights that we got robbed on, and then make a decision and get these people the wins, man. That's what I think. Get the people that win.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that's what the fans. I think that's what the fans don't see. You know what I mean? And you know what? And that's what I like about you, Darrell. You're so real. You don't sugarcoat it, and you don't. You know what I mean? And I don't know why you're not a boxing commentator, and I don't know why you're not more involved in boxing. Maybe that's your choice, but anyway, I got one more question. No, not one more. I got a couple more. No, I got a couple more questions.
I have one more. I have one statement. As I look into the camera and I see my face, I have not been beat up. I have a face that no scratches or no nothing on it, man. I haven't been cut nothing, man.
Yeah, champ. Champ. No, I agree with you. I'm just gonna say this though. I think your forehead is like 2 inches bigger than the norm.
No, Jerry.
I don't think it's a 2-head. I think it's a 4-head.
Okay,
which is good.
Jerry, listen to me, Jerry. Your eyebrows are too far apart.
Oh shit! I love Darrell Too Sweet Coley. I love Darrell Too Sweet Coley. So look, there's another question I want to get to. Listen, if you got a question for Darrell, please ask it. It's always a great pleasure and a fun show. We have Darrell Too Sweet Coley.
Lady Champ, listen, man. Lady Champ is so knowledgeable, man. She asks me questions all day. I'm surprised she's not on here asking questions, man. Lady
She
Champion,
should be. You know what? I'm gonna text Lady Champion and tell her you weren't even on the Neutral Corner show with Derrell Too Sweet. And you're not asking questions. Where is she? Anyway, that's okay. Next time we have you on, she can come on and ask us questions. She can sit and interview you with me, and I'm sure she got great questions. She wants to know. She wants to know why your breath smells at 4 a.m. when you burp.
Oh, I can't say that. I can't tell you why.
What I love about having Derrell on. So this is like the best ever, man. I feel like I'm like with Johnny Carson on Johnny Carson.
Hey, look, no, not to cut you off. Look,
no, you're not cutting me off that, man.
Look, this is man. I never done this in my life, man. Look at my screensaver, man. Watch this. Look at my screensaver.
I can see. Wow, that's you know who that is. You're standing. I know you know who he is, but that's my favorite heavyweight of my era. So I got Muhammad Ali, I got Rocky Marciano, Muhammad Ali, and Evander Holyfield. That's how high I hold it.
Man, that's not ain't that nice, man.
No, I'm jealous.
That's my screensaver.
That's great. You want to see my screen? You want to see mine? You want to see my screensaver?
Yeah, who you with? Gary Coleman. Yep, Gary Coleman, Chinese Gary Coleman.
No, that's my granddaughter, my grandson. What are you talking about, Gary Coleman? What are you talking about? What's in the water in Washington D.C.? Come on, man. So let me ask you the question. Hang on, I got to ask you the question. So now, see, you got me all messed up here. All right, so there's another question that came in that I want to ask you. So I'm strolling through here. All right, here we go. This is going to be a good one, and I thought the person that sent me this question when I started talking, and James First is laughing my balls off. He's having a good time with us. Leonard Langley's laughing, LOL, but he's having a good time, right? This is the Neutral Corner. This is what we do. All right, Derrell, ready? Here comes the next question. You've been around a lot of good trainers. Which trainer stands out the most for you? From your city.
Let me say. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to change your question, but from my city, depending on who you're talking about. I think Adrian Davis was a great match for Keith Holmes. I think Adrian Davis was definitely a great match for Shambe Mitchell, but I think the best trainer in the world for me was Leonard Langley.
Wow.
I don't think Leonard Langley is a better trainer than Adrian for Keith Holmes and for Shambe Mitchell. But I don't think Adrian Davis is a better trainer than Leonard Langley for Derrell Coley. Do that make sense?
I like that. That is very well put.
It depends on the fighter that you're putting the trainers up against. That lets me know who's the better. It's better trainer. I've been around the main store. He's a great trainer, and I told Emmanuel Stewart this. I said this is what I told him. I'm not disrespecting Leonard and my trainer Al. I said this to him. I said, Emmanuel, you're 2 times better than my trainers, both of them. But you can't get me to do the things my trainers can get me to do. Leonard Langley can look at me. You don't have to say Leonard Langley I can fight a 12-round fight. And Leonard Langley don't have to say a word. Just look at me for the whole minute. Just give me a look. And I would never know he didn't say nothing because I know exactly what he wants. Wow. I know exactly what Leonard Langley wants. When based on his attitude, his personality, it'd be calm. And it's times that I'm like this. Well, I killed the guy. Did I lose the round? Like you mad? Like I lost the round? Like, but he just want more out of me. He want more out of me, and I know I won the round.
Wow. How long were you with Leonard Langley?
Since I was 9 years old.
See, that's the relationship that you build. That's the trust that you build. And Derrell, you'll know more than me or a lot of people. Trust in the world of boxing is really rare.
Let me say this to you, Jerry, and I'm saying this on record about Leonard Langley. you can give me $2 million and let one of the greatest trainers of all times train me, or you can give me $10 and let Leonard train me. I'm taking the $10. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting without Leonard. I'm not fighting. I'm not comfortable. I've never been. I fought one fight without Leonard. That was with Emmanuel Stewart, and I knocked the guy in the first round. But and the only thing that Emmanuel Stewart said to me, man, that I didn't understand at the time. You know how you walk to the middle of the ring?
Yep.
And Leonard, excuse me, because I don't cuss around my trainer Leonard. This is what he said. You better not bring your ass back to this corner. And I was confused. Like, what are you talking about? How can I not come back to the corner? I got to come and get water. He was saying you about to knock him on the first round. And I didn't know. And I didn't know.
Yeah.
I come out laughing because I figured out what he meant. When I was walking towards, I'm laughing because I didn't know what he was talking about at first. No, but
that's a great story, man.
I'm taking Leonard Langley over any trainer in the world to train Derrell Coley.
You're hearing that. You're hearing that from number one ranked WBC champion fighter, fourth of grace, and I think that just speaks how important it is to have a relationship with your trainer. And I think it's going to go much more than a business partner as a trainer, but someone that knows you, someone knows how to switch it up, and someone knows how to turn it on and turn it off and get you to do things is great. And that just speaks highly of Leonard Langley. Derrell, if I could, I want to get to another question.
Be my guest. I'm your guest, but be my guest.
You're a very smart guy. I like that about you. You're
guest.
Very good. You're good. You're a thinker, and I like that. So let me ask you this. This is another question coming in from a guest. Hold on. Leonard Langley is chiming in. Let's get to his question. He says, asked him about the run from the beach house. Told me about the run. You got to tell me about the run from the beach house.
Hey, no.
Leonard Langley is in the house with us. Derrell, Too Sweet Coley trainer, wants to know. He wants you to tell everybody. The beach house. Tell me about the run from the beach house.
The beach house. I had a beach house out by North Beach. So Leonard is running me, right? I'm only doing like 5 miles. I'm supposed to be doing 5 miles, right? So we out. I'm almost like 12 miles down the street because Leonard forgot. Leonard is like he's on his phone. He's not even paying attention. And Leonard is laughing at me because how dumb are you? Why you ain't sit back and tell me to pull over? I'm just running, man. I'm just running because I was in that much shape, man. But Leonard laughed so hard, man. He laughed so hard because he said, man, he never seen nobody can run like. And I asked him. He said he never seen nobody run as fast as Ray Leonard, but he never seen nobody run as far as I could.
Wow. We got another question coming in, but let me get to this question. No, let me get to the people watching live questions. Because everybody's question. It says, Derrell, this comes from James Ferrer. It says, Derrell Alfonso Coley, I think you beat Floyd, and not because you my man, but because I think you really beat him. And look, I gotta agree with James. I think you beat Floyd Mayweather. I think you're stronger mentally, physically. I think your ring generalship, your smartness, your shot punches, your speed, and your footwork. I think you beat Floyd Mayweather, and I think within beating Floyd Mayweather, you give him a lot of problems. I have to agree with James. That is perfect.
I like to thank both of y'all for saying that.
That's not bullshit. Listen, that ain't bullshit. That ain't all because I know him. That's straight up. I'm being straight up honest with you. I agree with James.
I truly think that I have the same advantage that Ray Leonard had. I'm taller than Floyd. I think that I'm faster than Floyd. Floyd is quick, but I think I'm faster. And I'm gonna throw the 3, 4, 5, and 6 punches. Floyd's gonna throw the 1, 2. And I think I got a good chance to beat Floyd. And I think I feel the same. I don't think his defense to beat me as well.
James says the jab gives him problems all night. I think your jab, not only the jab, the straight right hand, the speed, it's pop, pop, and then you move. A lot of people don't realize how important footwork is in the sport of boxing, and it's really important, right? So the thing is this, I think your footwork, I'm gonna put myself on the line and say this. I want people to go back and watch Derrell Coley's fights, but I want you to watch the Obaka fight. And I don't want you to watch about the win or loss. I don't care. I think Derrell won that, but that's besides the point. I want you to focus on one thing. I don't want you to focus on his punches and speed and all that. I want you to focus on his footwork and how he creates angles and how he creates openings for himself to be able to land punches. That's what's missing today in boxing. You don't see that much, and I wish you younger guys could have seen that. So go back and watch that. But that's not what's taught in boxing gyms today. And I think when we talk about different eras and training, I think that's another thing we're talking about. Today's gym is not like the gyms in the 90s. I think the 80s, so you had the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and you had those different eras. But I think we've learned along the way how to manage our bodies and our training better. But your footwork, I don't think footwork's being taught in gyms today. I'm sure it is, but it's not as important or as relevant as being flashy on the mitts or being flashy on a speed bag for social media, right? I think back then you guys didn't care about that social media. That wasn't your job to promote yourself, and you concentrated and you grinded it out. I think today it's not like that. I do. I really do believe.
I agree with you.
I know I'm rambling. It's what I do, man. It's what I do.
I agree with you. I think. I mean, Floyd is Floyd, and I would have loved it. I would have loved to see me fight Floyd. I mean, based on the fact that he's a great. He's great. He's good. He's a great. And for you to say you want to see me fight Floyd, and if people say, and I've heard that, they think my style would have, gave Floyd a little problem. But the man is who he is, man. I'm not taking that.
No, you're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more, Darrell. That I'm not taking anything away from Floyd Mayweather. I think he's one of the greats. I think he's very smart, and he's brought a lot to boxing for these fighters today. And I think I'll tell you what I like about Floyd. What I like about Floyd Mayweather is he brought with him in his era the style of, I need to take care of myself. I got to think business smart. I got to think about what I'm going to do after the ring. And I think a lot of eras before that didn't think that. And I think that's what Floyd brings to the game. And he's a smart businessman, and he made himself who he is. This stuff wasn't given to him. He worked hard to get where he's at. And not to take anything away from him, I just think he's a phenomenal fighter, phenomenal businessman, and I continue to wish him the best and that he grows. But I really believe you beat him in a fight. I'm sorry, Floyd. But if you want to come on a show, Floyd, and have this discussion with Derrell, that would be great. But as if it stands right now, I don't think that would change. I think Derrell beat you easily.
Thank you, Jerry. I think this is where I think Floyd. This is what I think Floyd has over Ray Leonard. Floyd Mayweather sticks to his game plan from round 1 to round 12. You can't get him out of pocket. Ray Leonard, you hear Ray Leonard? Wow, with left hook. His eyes get big. He's trying to come back and get you back. I think that's where Floyd is much stronger than Ray, sticking to the game plan. Because you never see Floyd get out his game plan.
Yeah, but I think that makes sense. But I think how do I put this if it makes any sense? I think Floyd's a thinker, and Leonard's more athletic. That makes any sense?
Yeah, most definitely. I want to say this to you, Jerry, before I forget. You have a Golden Gloves amateur ring in your. I have a World Championship ring behind me.
You got more people behind you.
Yeah, because I'm fighting. And
Derrell too sweet. Yeah, but let me ask you. Let me tell you this: the ring around me is a little bigger.
Jerry, listen. My ring is bigger, but Jerry, listen. You're fighting. This is you're the main event. It's your fight. Look how many people came. I'm the main event in my fight.
There's nobody here. They didn't think I could beat Derrell too sweet Coley. But they don't realize I said to Derrell, What are you going to do with the other 11 when I'm done in the first? But anyway, let's get Darrell missed that. What are you going to do with the next? What are you going to do with the next 11? Well, that's a line from Darrell Too Sweet Coley. Justin Vieira Sr. asked this. He said, "If Jerry was my trainer, I'd beat Too Sweet Coley." See?
Well, let me say this to you. You better be lucky Jerry not your trainer.
You're awesome. So let me I want to get to that question, man.
What question?
I got another question for you, man.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Another question coming in. Yeah, man. Man, Darrell, what's going on in Washington?
Well, you was late, Jerry, so you owe the people some extra time.
No, absolutely no. I was late.
Don't be trying to rush.
Like I explained at the beginning of the show, shit happens, life happens, work happens. We all, whatever.
Man, Jerry, where's Lady Champ at, man? Where's Lady Champ? She ain't.
I don't know. I don't know. I think she's out. I think she's out driving a Bentley right now with a maroon roof.
That's what she's doing. Okay, all right, that's what's going on.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. I do want to ask you this. All right, here you go. Here's a good question. It's coming from a guest too that again knew we were going to have you on the show. Wasn't able to tune at this time, so they had questions. You spot every great fighter from your city. Who was the biggest puncher? Who had the best defense? Or maybe we could take this in different parts. Who had the most skill? So you fought a lot of great fighters from your city. Who was the biggest puncher? One. We'll ask you that first. We'll start. Who was the biggest puncher?
I'm gonna say a guy. Jerry, my boxer got me in times, man. He's one of DC's greats. He's 147. I mean, he's 140 pounds, Jerry, and he's cracking harder than heavyweights, man. Teddy Reed, man. Teddy Reed was a puncher plus. These 160s, these 154s, these light heavyweights, these heavyweights, I box all of them. They're not punch. He's 140 pounds. And he's cracking heads, man. Yeah.
What makes him so powerful at 147? Is it his technique, right?
He's 140. He was 140.
140. So
he's just naturally strong. And this is the thing.
And all right. So let me ask you this then, and then that's good to know. So you DC people out there, Darrell's letting you know his pound for pound from the DC area. Come on, man. All right. Here's another one for you. With that same thing, you spot every great fighter from your city. Who was the biggest puncher? You answer that. But let me ask you this: who had the best defense?
And let me say this to you. Let me say this. I'm gonna say Andrew Cancel, right? I'm gonna say Andrew Cancel, but based on punching power, he's either this much. Jerry, look at me, Jerry. He's either this much behind Teddy or this much in front of Teddy. Andrew Cancel can punch as well. I'm gonna say the defense is out of Andrew got defense out of his world, but punching power, Andrew is on that same level as Teddy.
All right. So who out of all of them that you fought in Washington D.C., who was the most skilled? I'm talking defense, punching, power, ring movement, all the generalship, everything.
I would say Keith Kemp, but we were so young that I can't compare us at 10 years old versus us at 26, 27. Yeah. Keith Kemp was a guy that I fought that I didn't care if he won or I won because he was that good, because I wasn't ashamed to losing to a guy that good. But Andrew Cancel is a guy that with me that you gotta stay on point every second of every round because he's always on point. His defense is on 10. His punching power is on 10. His bot, everything is on 10 with Andrew. So you have to stay on point with Andrew. And Keith is the most difficult one to box because he's tall, he's southpaw, and Keith is punching too. Keith is punching up there with Andrew. He's punching up there with Teddy Reed. Keith is punching too. Jobby is the guy, man, that I boxed with Jobby. Jobby is the guy, man, that got so much heart, man, that you just like you think something wrong with him. He just got more heart than anybody I've probably seen, man. You think
Yeah,
something
no,
wrong with him,
that
man?
Joppy. I love to watch Joppy too.
Yeah,
So let me
yeah,
ask you this, right? So I want you to give me, I don't know, your top. I don't know. Let me ask you it this way. Let me ask you it this. Let me ask you it this way.
Yo, don't get me beat up, Gary.
In your boxing, huh?
Don't get me beat up.
No, no, no. I'm not gonna. Why would I do that?
I don't know.
I'm about to fly down. I'm about to fly down to Washington D.C. and go with you for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to fly back. No, listen. This is a great question that's coming in. In your boxing career, who was the best fighters you fought? Pro though. I want Darrell's top 5 opponents.
It'd be disrespectful to not put Oscar based on his achievements and what
I don't want that. I want your toughest. Your who you fought was
I listen
best
to me.
fighter.
I'm about to tell you.
I'm sorry, Darrell. I'm really am.
When I get in there with Oscar, I'm in front of him. I feel the experience. This man fought every great fighter in boxing. In the Olympics, and was an amateur, he won a gold medal in the Olympics. He was a 10-time world champion as a pro. I feel the experience. I feel the things that I can fake people with and get people to do certain things I want to do. He wasn't going for none of them.
Wow.
He wasn't going for none of them.
So very smart too.
Yeah, yeah, very smart guy.
You fought. What was it like preparing for Oscar De La Hoya? Let's talk about that for a little bit.
I said this to Leonard. Before we got the camp. I said this to Leonard. Leonard don't respect me as being a boss. This is Derrell Coley. It's Team Coley. I'm the head man of Team Coley. But because he's a father figure, he's gonna do what he want to do instead of what I want to do. I told Leonard before we got there, don't change nothing. Let's stay with everything that got us here. He said, okay. He changed how many sit-ups I was doing. He changed everything. And I said, Leonard, I'm starting to feel body punches, man. Like I'm starting to feel body shots, man. We need to cut them sit-ups out. I'm overdoing myself. No, you're just trying to get out of it. I got to stop with the body shot because Leonard will not listen to me. Leonard completely bullied me because he's a father figure that didn't want to do what I asked him to do. And I said, Leonard, I'm starting to feel body shots, Leonard. No, you're just trying to get out of the sit-ups. Leonard, why am I trying to get out of sit-ups when sit-ups ain't nothing to me? We just doing too many of them, Leonard. And I'm like, they throw a jab, I can feel it. So Leonard completely bullied me out of that victory, man, with De La Hoya, man. And I'm blaming him on Leonard, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, so let me ask you this because let me go back to the questions now because I know it's getting a little late here. All right. Okay, let me ask you. I'm sorry, Darrell. I just lost it. See, you got me all.
You said what?
You got me all confused. All right, so in your boxing career, what do you think was your most? Well, I don't know. I can ask you in two ways, right? So, Darrell, in your boxing career, what hurt you the most, or what was your most difficult experience in boxing? That's a question I got that says must ask. You want me to read it again?
No, let me say this, and people would never believe that. This is what bothered me. I'm training with Adrian Davis. I left Leonard and them because Leonard was always like trying to bully me, I guess, and like made me do things he wanted me to do, and it's my boxing career. So let me do what I want to do because I feel as though that's best for me at some point. So I left Leonard them to go with Adrian Davis. Adrian Davis left the Shambe had a fight. They left for training camp. He left me there. He left me to train with Rock to get ready for Curtis People. Rock passed away. He was a co-trainer in that round one gym. Jerry, Rock got me fighting like George Foreman. I'm like, Rock, I'm more like a Sugar Leonard. What are you like? What are you doing? He got nah, just put your hands there. And I'm like, I'm so confused, man. I want to, and I don't want to run back to Leonard them because I left Leonard them for that one fight. So make a long story short, Adrian came. He flew back from training camp to work my corner, but the training was already done. So I lost to Curtis. I beat Curtis 3 times, but I lost my last fight to Curtis, and I wanted to quit boxing because, I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm like, Ron, what are you doing? I don't fight like that. He like, come on, man. I'm the coach. Do what I say. I'm like, oh, he got me going like this. I'm like, come on, Jerry. What am I doing this for? Like, come on, man. And
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think
so. But my loss to Curtis was the biggest loss that I've had. It was nothing like when I lost to Keith Kemp. I didn't feel it when I lost to Keith Kemp because the guy can fight, man. Keith can fight.
yeah.
I beat Keith. Keith beat me once. I beat him once, and I just feel like it didn't hurt Keith when I beat him too because Keith knew I could fight as well. Because I think we gave each other that amount of respect. I thought, and this is the thing. I was waiting to see what Keith didn't Keith didn't have the same time that I had to become who I became as a professional. This man did something much bigger and better than I did. This man joined the service, man, and represent our country, man. And I applaud him for that, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I applaud him for that, man. He did something great, man. That was the greatest accomplishments he ever made, man. By going and serving our country, man.
Absolutely, you can't match anything up with that.
Yeah.
That's courageous and honorable. So we thank him for his service to our country. And
Right.
let me ask you this, Darrell. What did you take from boxing, and what has boxing done for you in your life? That you have a little bit more discipline in life going through boxing. What has boxing helped you with in life?
Well, it helped me buy houses and cars, and now I'm playing. Now I'm playing, man.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you something, Jerry. I'm gonna tell you what boxing did, man. I'm not a guy that like. I mean, I'm a fighter. I fight. Don't get me wrong, but I don't bother nobody, and nobody bothers me because I am that boxing guy. I got the respect that I can fight and don't bother them because that's Derrell Coley. I'm not gonna bother you, and you're not gonna bother me. So I don't get in no trouble. I don't get in no
Mutual
trouble.
respect.
Right. So I don't get in no trouble. So people has gotten liquor in them and said certain things, like girls that told me that Derrell, I never met you. I got my ass kicked because I'm cheering for you on television, and then their boyfriend see me out and like, hey, what's up, Chad? Like he the biggest fan in the world, but hates me when he sees his girl cheering for me on TV. So girls, a few girls say they got their butt kicked because they like good punch, Derrell. Oh, you sleep with him? Nah, come on, man. And it's like I've been dealing with that my whole life, man.
Absolutely. Derrell, do you watch a little bit of boxing today?
A little bit. It got to be a big fight. It got to be a big fight.
What's the last? Well, I think your last fight was in 2003.
That's my last fight, yeah. But I was training in 2009 for a comeback, and I was looking better in 2009 than I was in 1984, 85. Man, I was razor sharp, man.
You look like you're in shape now.
I look like I'm in shape now?
Yeah, you look good. You look good.
Thank you, man.
You look like you're in shape, and I mean, the only thing is that forehead that's getting in my way. Who do you like today?
No, you have you. It's not fair. You have a cap cover your forehead, your 5 head. Oh, your hairline crooked. Okay, cool.
I got a 6. Listen. Let me ask you. I know you're a Tank Davis fan. We've talked about that in the past. I think you're a huge Tank Davis fan. What do you think of some of the fighters today besides Tank Davis that you say you don't watch much? if you were going to watch a fight today and it's not Tank Davis, who would you be watching? Who do you like?
What's the guy that just beat Earl Spence?
Crawford?
Yeah, I watched Crawford.
You like Terrence Crawford?
Yeah. His last performance, he fought a perfect fight.
Let me ask you this: How would Terrence Crawford fare in '98?
With the Chevezes, the Pernell Whitakers, and all this and that. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I think it's too much. I think it would be too much for him.
Would he be a top 10 fighter in that weight division in that era?
He may make top 10. Nothing under that. Nothing under that. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Sean Bay Mitchell was I'm not talking about fights. I'm talking about I seen this guy. We jogged together, we boxed together, we trained together. I seen Sean Bay go to another level, man. And when he was screaming for Pernell Whitaker, he had a great chance to beat Pernell. People might look like, oh man, Sean Bay versus Pernell, man, Pernell gonna kill him. No, he wouldn't have. No, Pernell wouldn't have killed him. No, he wouldn't have.
Yeah. So
Sean Bay and Keith Kemp, man, these guys they were so much better than what y'all ever seen. Sean Bay was extremely sharp. At one time, Sean Bay was, man, Sean Bay would have gave Pernell that work, man. I'm telling you. He would have gave Pernell that. He would have got Pernell.
What do you? But I want to really think about how Crawford would fare, and you take these top fighters and you put them in their weight class that they're in now, and you put them in the 90s, anywhere, 95, 96, 97, 90, even early 2000s.
It's not fair because I'm giving Crawford that I can't get that last fight out of my mind. He fought a perfect fight. When he fought Earl Spence, he fought a perfect fight. That fight right there versus anybody, Crawford wins. But
I'm not taking anything away from Crawford.
No, but
absolutely not.
No, listen, everything that I seen before that, they crushed Crawford. Crawford, look, that's the best I've ever seen Crawford in my life. Defense he didn't panic, he didn't rush, he stayed calm. He fought the perfect fight, man. He couldn't afford no better. And he made a great fighter look like some shit, man.
You know, you're right. And I'm not taking anything away from Crawford. I just wanted to compare the grittiness of the eras. You know what I mean? And I think, and to be honest with you, I think Crawford's grittiness kind of fits into the 90s. Terrible Terry Norris.
The Terry Norris got the confidence of a lion from beating Ray Leonard as easy as he beat him. But I don't think Ray.
It was towards the end of Ray Leonard's career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you got to understand this: if Ray Leonard right now, if Ray Leonard 50, if Ray Leonard 64 years old, and I go spot Ray and I knock Ray out, you're not taking that from me. It's Ray Leonard. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Ray was.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It gives him that confidence. When Terry Norris got that confidence, and he beat Ray Leonard, could nobody beat him.
Let me ask you this. Let's get off the real quick because we're running out of time. What's Derrell Coley up to these days?
Man, Derrell Coley is man. Listen, I hang with Lady Champ every day, man. We trying to run into some business, man. Some she's doing real estate, man, and I'm behind her doing whatever I'm doing. We just trying to do business, legal business, man, and just enjoy life, man. Every single day, we hang together all day, every day, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's
all
awesome,
I'm doing, man.
Yeah, she's a big supporter and very hard worker herself. You know what I mean? And I wish you two guys the best. And I just want to take a chance to thank you for coming on tonight. And I apologize for running a little late, man. Derrell, let me ask you something. Out of all the podcasts and shows you've been on, what show stands apart from them shows? No, don't even tell me.
Hey, before I answer that, man, I have to say, man, you are a dirty dog, man. But
you gotta be. You gotta be in this business, man.
Hey, look, man. Let me say, it's this show.
No, don't even answer that. I don't even want you to answer the question.
Well, you can't stop me from answering the question. I have to answer the question because this is my answer. It's a show, man. It's called the Neutral Corner, man. It's gaining the respect of one of the. It's like an ESPN show, man. This
Wow.
show, this show is huge, man. And I think that I need to be on this show a little more than usual, like I was. We was partners my time to, you
Yeah,
know.
no, absolutely. And I appreciate that. I'd love to have you on, but like you were just talking about, you got business going, you got life
Yeah.
going, you and Lady Champ are trying to do your thing.
Mhm.
But anytime you want to come on the show, we're doing a show Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. You got my phone number. If you want, hey, I'd love to have you on. Absolutely. We have a lot of different guests on, Darrell. If there's days you can't make it, just say, look, yo, man, I can't make it. But anytime you want to come on, I can let you know who we're having on. And I think it'd be great to have you on because you have an insight of boxing. You've been to the highest level and you've done that. And I think your insight and, the way you talk about the boxing game, I would be an honor. Great to have you on, man. Who don't know Derrell Too Sweet Coley?
But
I'm not going to say no to that.
But-
Look, you could listen. Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. If somebody were to offer me a lot of money to do a show somewhere, I'm going to think about it. But if I can do a show with Derrell Coley and grow and become better, I'm going to do that.
Can I ask you one thing real fast? Can I just one time? Can I be Derrell instead of Dow?
I'm calling you Derrell. What do you mean? Derrell? Is it Derrell? That's Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's Massachusetts. Dow.
There's a lot of fans up here in Massachusetts.
Look, there's no fans up there, man. You see all the fans up there?
This is a lot of great. Listen, you got to go back. Go to the Neutral Corner Facebook page. I know you're a part of it. Go back and look at some of the guests we've had on. It's great. Let me ask you this before I let you go. Because we got all work in the morning. Let me ask you this. If you can give me a short version of the answer, but I know it's probably going to be longer. We can talk about this next time you're on the show. What do you think of high school adopting a boxing program like football, basketball, and all that stuff? If boxing were in high school when you're in boxing, would it have helped you?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a real hard question because I being honest, man, I would not let my kids or people that I love box because it's a very hard sport. And do you know the psychological part of the boxing? We're trying to hurt each other until we hear one last bell. Bing. Hey, all the animosity is gone. Hey, man, good fight. We hug each other. We hate each other for 12 rounds. We hate each other from the time we signed the contract, the way in. We hate each other. We hate each other. We hate each other. As soon as the bell ring, the last round, we hug each other. Man, great fight, man.
I think it's like business almost. Listen, man, and look at it's a business, But I think now I get that, but I just think boxing you can learn a lot from and teach you humbleness, and that's it. We'll have a discussion for another day because I really like to get into this with you and see your insight because I think you got a unique way of explaining it.
It kept me out of trouble. It kept me out of trouble.
Darrell, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I want to have you on again. Open invitation. Anytime you want to come on, shows at Wednesday nights. Any single time you want to come on, you can call me. Who's your guest? Nah, I'll sit this one out. Nah, I'll come on anytime you want.
One question. What is MTM? What does that stand for?
With this?
Yes.
This is Mikey Goodrow. You've talked to a young fighter. He's actually fighting the Olympic stuff. He's making a way for himself. He's a local fighter here from my area. Mike the Man. Hustler MTN.
Okay, that's good.
So if you were having a sweater, and I know you have a brand, it would be the number 2. I put like a candy, and then Coley.
Yeah, Too Sweet Coley.
Yeah.
Good.
Right. Thanks a lot, man. Darrell, it's been great having you on, man. I want to thank Darrell again. Open invitation. Come on in you want. Justin's going to pull you out. Give me a second. I just want to close the show. Darrell, before we go, is there anything you want to say in closing?
Well, let me say, I forgot my closing line, but do you think listen, do you think Lady Champ still woke?
No way, man. No way. That's fine. Yeah. Yes, well, she's working hard.
So she
Nah,
wanted
man. And Lady Champ's great, man. We're gonna have Lady Champ on, so me and her can really get into questions, and we'll have a Q&A with you, man.
yeah, okay, yeah. I'm gonna get next time I'm on. I'm gonna get Lady Champ
Absolutely.
to be
And by
aside.
the way, I love the background. I love your dedication to it. And always, thank you, Darrell, for supporting the Neutral Corner. It's
Hey,
great,
thank
man.
you, Jerry, man. Tell your wife, man, me and Lady Champ both.
I will do so. Thanks again.
All right,
All
sir.
right, my man. Hang tight. Hey, I just want to thank everybody. That was great. I love having Darrell on the show, and he's like always like, yeah, let's do it, man. You know, he's so nice and easy conversation. We have a lot of fun. You can see why they call him Too Sweet. He is funny, but his skills were sweeter than his comedy. You don't want to hear him sing. I can tell you that right now. But Darrell, thanks so much for coming on. I want to thank everybody that tuned in. I want to ask you to share the show. Give the Neutral Corner page a like on Facebook, YouTube. Follow and subscribe to it so the show can grow. And we're starting to pick up momentum. So I want to thank everybody for tonight. Have a great Wednesday night. And have an even better day tomorrow, Thursday. Just one more. What is it? So Wednesday's hump day. So you get over the hump. Yeah. So whatever. But cruise into your weekend. Have a great night. Thanks everybody for joining in, man. I appreciate it. Hey, everything.
See, Ali's trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier.